Good morning, class. So, today I will discuss a new topic, that is guidance. So, in a simple word, we all know that guidance means to give help or advice to someone. Uh, and the main question is now that where we can provide guidance. So, if here you can see a person is thinking a lot of things in his mind and the person is confused. What am I really going to do? Can I really get there? What are the risks? Am I sure of the route? Where? When? Are my subjects appropriate? If I don't make it, then do I have any other options? So, here a person is very much confused in his life to take decision. So, guidance means, in simple words, to guide people or to give help or advice to those people who are confused. So, here is a quote by Cahill Gibran. When we turn to one another for counsel, we reduce the number of our enemies. So, in introduction, we will see everyone in this universe came across some problems or others, irrespective of their age, sex, and occupation or profession, for which from time man has been taking help of elders or parents or their friends and teachers in solving their own problems. In the field of education, most teachers provide a high standard of pupil care, and it require a special knowledge and attitude to recognize the problem and help an individual pupils. Mainly, guidance and counseling have in all places been a vital aspects of higher education. One of the main purpose of education is to help the individual in becoming a useful member of society. If an individual receives education without proper guidance and counseling, he is not able to develop his personality fully and thus is unable to serve his society in terms of his abilities and talents. So, with a proper guidance and counseling, an individual is able to develop his personality fully, and an individual is also able to serve his society in terms of his abilities and talents. So, guidance and counseling is very important aspect in a day-to-day life. Then definition of guidance here, according to Wordsworth, guidance is a process of which an individual to develop his personality fully and enable him to society to the best of his capabilities and talents. Means guidance helps a person to develop his personality so that he or she can serve the society in terms of capabilities and talents, in terms of their capabilities and talents. Under definition of guidance, here we will see, according to Stoops and Worklist, guidance is a continuous process of helping the individual for development in the maximum of their capacity in the direction most beneficial to himself and society. So here individual develop most or the maximum benefit beneficial to himself as well as the society. And under the small definition, according to Arthur Jones, guidance is a personal help. It is designed to assist a person to go somewhere and to do something. Means in a simple word, what is guidance? Guidance means to guide someone or to give him a piece of advice to someone. And do you know one thing? Who is known as or who is referred to as the father of guidance? Frank Parsons is referred to as the father of guidance. Then, next is the definition of counseling. Counseling, in a simple word, we can say that counseling is a professional advice or a advice given by a professional person, that is known as counseling. In guidance, we are giving just a simple advice to a person. A person can take advice from his teachers or his elders or his parents, etc. But in counseling, here we will see that a person will take the advice from his from a professional advisor. A professional advisor will give advice to a person. So, here, according to Strong, counseling is defined as a face to face relationship in which growth takes place in the counselor as well as the counseling. So, here in counseling, what happens? Growth will take place both in the counselor as well as the counseling. In the second definition, according to Carl Rogers, counseling is a series of a direct contact with the individual which aims to offer him assistance in changing his attitudes and behavior. So, here it is a direct contact with the individual. In counseling, we are having a direct contact with an individual which aims to offer him a assistance in changing his attitudes and behavior. So, that is known as counseling. I hope you all understand the meaning of guidance and counseling. Then we will go to next slide, that is purpose of guidance and counseling. Purpose. So here there are some of the purpose of the guidance and counseling which are listed below. First is providing the needed information and assistance. So we have to provide the person with only a needed information and assistance. So we have to provide only the needed informations, not हम लोग को पर्सन को अननेसेसरी चीज़ें नहीं बोलनी है. जो उनको एडवाइस देना है, जो नीडेड इन्फॉर्मेशन उनको देना है, वही उनको बताना है. देन हेल्पिंग इंडिविजुअल टू मेक अ वाइज चॉइस. सो बेस्ट एग्जाम्पल इज व्हेन अ पर्सन इज चूजिंग हिज और हर कैरियर. सो जब एक स्टूडेंट 10th और 12th में रहते हैं तो उनको एक कैरियर चूज़ करने में या एक मतलब चॉइस उनके पास रहती है वेदर टू टेक मैथमेटिक्स और बायोलॉजी और कॉमर्स सब्जेक्ट्स. सो at that time students are really very confused to which stream he or she will take, और आगे बन के उनको आगे चल के उनको कौन सा सब्जेक्ट लेना है, उनको कौन से कॉलेज में एडमिशन लेना है. सो बहुत सारे कैरियर चॉइसेस में उनको प्रॉब्लम्स फेस करना पड़ता है. सो वी कैन help the individual to make wise choices. improving Improve the understanding of self. So we have to improve the understanding of that person, facilitate the adjustment. We have to help the person in their adjustment, and we have to help in adapting to the changes on the new environment. Sometimes what happens, person becomes really very nervous and is unable to adapt new things or new environment easily. So we have to help that person in adapting to the new changes or new environment. Then making self-sufficient and independent. So we have to help the individual and make them self-sufficient and independent, so he or she is not dependent on anyone. So that is the purpose of guidance and counseling. Next is efficient use of capabilities and talent. So we have to make sure that a person is using or person is having an efficient use of their capabilities and talents and promote the optimal personal and professional development. So with the help of guidance, a person will be able to have an optimal personal and professional development. Then balanced physical, psychological, emotional, social and spiritual growth. So here the it is a main aspect of health, that is physical, psychological, emotional, social and spiritual growth. So here with the help of guidance and counseling, a person will be having a well balanced or well maintained health with all the five aspects: physical, psychological, emotional, social and spiritual growth. Then helps in overall development and to live a productive life. So guidance and counseling also helps in the overall development of an individual, and it helps a person to live a productive life. So these are all about the purpose of guidance and counseling. Now we will go to the needs of guidance and counseling in nursing education. So, why the guidance and counseling is needed in the field of nursing education? So, here are some of the points. First is to help students adjusting with the new environment of the nursing institute. So what happened, जब शुरू शुरू में जो स्टूडेंट्स नर्सिंग इंस्टीट्यूट में आते हैं तो उनके लिए सारी चीज़ें बहुत ज़्यादा न्यू रहती हैं। न्यू जब वो लोग एडमिशन लेते हैं तो बहुत सारी चीज़ें नर्सिंग फील्ड के बारे में सब उनके लिए न्यू रहती, तो वो धीरे धीरे उस सिचुएशन में अडेप्ट करने की कोशिश करते हैं। तो हियर गाइडेंस एंड काउंसलिंग क्या कर रहा है, इट हेल्प्स द स्टूडेंट एडजस्टिंग टू द न्यू एनवायरनमेंट, adapt themselves to the new environment of the nursing institute. Then, to help in developing qualities required for a successful nursing practice. So, here guidance and counseling help to develop their qualities, to develop good qualities in them, that is very essential for a successful nursing practice. आगे चल के वो नर्सिंग हॉस्पिटल्स में जब नर्सिंग प्रैक्टिस करेंगे तो इफ if they will be having a good qualities, so that helps them for a successful nursing practice. To help students in getting adjusted with the clinical environment. So जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं जब वो फर्स्ट टाइम हॉस्पिटल्स आएंगे तो उनके लिए जो environment रहेगा, clinical environment, that clinical environment will be new to them. So at the very first time they will not be able to do vitals or normal things. So तब उनको क्या चाहिए, उनको प्रैक्टिस, बहुत ज़्यादा प्रैक्टिस की ज़रूरत पड़ती है। तो वहाँ पे भी अगर हम गाइड और ठीक से गाइड एंड काउंसिल करेंगे टू हेल्प स्टूडेंट, so that will help in getting the adjusted with the clinical environment. To help students keeping in touch with the latest trends in nursing, and also guidance and counseling is very essential for the students in keeping in touch with the latest trends in nursing, to help students in developing positive learning habits, especially skill learning. So here students will be having a positive learning habit, not the negative learning habit, with the help of guidance and counseling, and especially the skill learning. Then to help the development of appropriate coping struggles in order to deal with the stress in a productive manner. So here students will be able to cope up with the stress in a productive manner. So so these are some of the needs of guidance and another needs here we will see, to help the nursing students in establishing a proper identity. Guidance and counseling help the nursing students for a proper identity. It helps them to develop a positive attitude towards life, not a negative attitude. So guidance and counseling helps the students uh, for developing a positive attitude towards their life, to help to overcome periods of turmoil and confusion. So guidance and counseling will also help them to overcome all the confusions or turmoil in their lives, and it also helps the student in developing a leadership quality. That is a must, leadership quality. So guidance and counseling also helps the students in developing a leadership qualities, to motivate them for taking membership in professional organizations after completing their studies. So after completing their studies, so, guidance and counseling motivate the students taking membership in any of the professional organization. So then next is helps them to make advantages of technological advancement in a patient care. So mm, uh, that guidance and counseling will help the person to make advantages of a technological advancement in a field of a patient care, or when they are giving a nursing patient care to a client. So technological advancement will be a advantage to that person to carry out responsibility as a health team member. So if a person is a health team member in a clinical area, so that will help him carry out his responsibility as a great leader, as a good health team member. Then help them to proper selection of a career. This thing I've also told you earlier, that guidance and counseling help a person for a proper selection of career, whether after BSc nursing, whether to do hospital management or MSc nursing, or a good job, a clinical job, or a clinical instructor. So there are many career options. So that helps guidance and counseling helps them to proper selection of a career and also motivate them for the higher studies. So these are some of the needs of the guidance and counseling. Here you can see a GIF of they need guidance. So here are the some of the needs of the guidance and counseling. Then the next is the principle of guidance. Guidance, according to Crow and Crow, there are some of the principles of guidance which are listed below. That is, first is all-round development of an individual. Here, guidance helps in all-round development of a individual. Means individual will be a will individual will be having a all-round development of physically, mentally, socially, spiritually. Development will be there. Then principles of individual difference. Uh, Principles of individual differences will be there. Guidance is related to every aspects of life. So we need guidance in every aspects of life. Means in a society, in education, in a vocational, moral, or health guidance, or in marital area. So in many areas, guidance is important. Then cooperating amongst the person. Guidance helps in cooperating amongst the person, and guidance is a continuous and lifelong process. It is a never ending process, because we need guidance in our life. In every aspects of our life we need guidance. We need guidance from our parents, we need guidance from our elders or from our teachers. So we need guidance in every aspects of our life. So it is a continuous and a lifelong process. Then guidance for all. Guidance is meant for all the people. And principles of elaboration. Guidance helps in elaboration and responsibility of teachers and parents. So there are responsibility of parents and teachers also to guide the students. Then flexibility. So there are flexibility of parents and teachers in guidance. Then according to Holies and Holies, here we'll see principles of guidance. The dignity of the individual is supreme. Here we will see that the dignity of an individual is supreme. Each individual is different from every other individual. This is the most important, that a person needs to understand, that each individual is different from every other individual. And the primary concern of the guidance is the individual in his social settings. The attitude and personal perception of the individual are the basis which he acts. The individual generally acts to enhance his perceived self. The individual has the innate ability to learn with the help of guidance. The individual needs a continuous guidance process from early childhood through the adulthood. Means that guidance is a never ending process. We need guidance in our day to day life. Each individual may need the information and personalized assistance given by a competent professional personnel at some time. So each individual may need information and personalized assistance given by a professional person at some or other time. So every person needs guidance. So these are the principles of a guidance. Now the types and the areas of guidance and counseling. So here are the some of the types of the guidance and counseling, that is social, moral, vocational, educational, health, and marital. Education. Guidance and counseling is important in education because it provides an assistant to perform satisfactorily in an academic work, and also helps to choose appropriate course of study which helps to overcome the learning difficulty. Then health. In health, health guidance is an integral part of society for preventive, promotive, curative, and restorative measures to be provided. Then, moral guidance helps the individual to keep a student or person in track and to lead a noble life. Then, personal guidance here, sometimes students face many health problems related to themselves or to their friends, family, teachers, or related to any educational achievements or social adjustment, or a feeling of disappointment or unfavorable atmosphere at home for studies, or unhappy interpersonal relationship, etc. So at that time, guidance is provided to those student or person to face the situation, to adapt the environment with the confidence, and to face the situation with the confidence. Then marital guidance is also essential for the right choice of a life partner, uh, and mm, for a happy married life. So these are the some of the types or areas of a guidance and counseling. Then the next is difference between guidance and counseling. Guidance is broader and comprehensive, means here guidance is having a broader aspect, and is comprehensive, means it include almost everything. Meanwhile, counseling is in depth and narrow. Then guidance is more external, helps a person understand alternative solutions available to him and make him understand his personality and choose the right solutions. So here guidance is more of external, and it helps a person understand alternative solutions available to them, and it makes them understand his personality and choose the right solution. Meanwhile, counseling helps people understand themselves, and it is an inward analysis. Alternative solutions are proposed to them to help understand the problem at a hand. And guidance is mainly preventive and development, whereas counseling is remedial as well as preventive and developmental. Then intellectual attitude are the raw material of the guidance. So in raw material of guidance is intellectual attitude. On the other hand, emotional rather than pure intellectual attitude are raw material of the counseling process. Then decision making is operable at an intellectual level in the guidance, and counseling operates at an emotional level. So here guidance operates at intellectual level, whereas counseling operates at an emotional level. Then guidance is generally education and career related, and may also be for a personal problem. So guidance is mostly for a personal problem, where counseling is mostly offered for personal as well as the social issues. So these are some of the differences between the guidance and the counseling. Then the benefits of counseling. There are some of the benefits of counseling, like reaching to the goal. Counseling helps in reaching the goal of an individual, then plans of future. Counseling helps in the career options or planning of the future of an individual, improve the social skills. Counseling helps a person to improve their social skills in their life. Then tackling problems, counseling helps the person in tackling their problems. Person will be able to tackle their problems on their own. Then feeling of inadequacy, so feeling of inadequacy will be there. So these are the some of the benefits of the counseling. Then we will see here the characteristics of counselor. So एक काउंसलर कैसा होना चाहिए? What are the characteristics of a counselor? First, counselor should be a friendly in nature, should be understanding, sincere, patience, tactfulness, ability to maintain confidentiality, must maintain confidentiality of a person. Then respect the client attitude and needs, must be an attractive listener, then speaks in client's language. If client is speaking in English, so a counselor must speak in English, or if a client is speaking in Hindi, then a counselor must speak in Hindi. It's not like that if that a client is speaking English and the counselor is speaking in Hindi. So Then capacity for being trusted by others. So a counselor must have an ability or a capacity that a client or a person must trust them, must trust the counselor. Then counselor must be, so you can see the picture, counselor must be a good listener, should be non-judgmental, no, should not judge the person, should be mature enough to listen to the problems and to make solutions to their problems, must be genuine, approachable, warm, and must be a good listener. So these are some of the characteristics of the counselor. Then are qualities of a good counselor. You can see qualities of a good counselor. Good means G for good technical knowledge. A counselor must have a good technical knowledge. O stands for obtaining appropriate information from the client or a person or a patient. So a counselor must obtain an appropriate information from a patient. Then O means objectively answering the question. So the counselor have to objectively answer all the questions of the client. Then demonstrating the professionalism. The counselor must demonstrate his or her professionalism. Then counselor. Counselor stands for C stands for confidentiality maintenance, means counselor must maintain the confidentiality of a client. Then observant must be a keen or a good observer. Then unbiased, um, there should not be any bias. Then non-judgmental, counselor should not judge the client. Then sensitive to the needs of the client. So the counselor must be sensitive to the needs of the client, must be empathetic, must listen carefully, should be a good listener, let the patient make their own decisions, help them in making the decisions, but let the client make their own decisions, and should be open minded and respect the rights of the patient. Counselor must respect the rights of the patient. So these are some of the qualities of a counselor. So here completes my topic, guidance and guidance as well as counseling, and more detail about the counseling, Shabnam will take that topic. So if you have any doubt related to any topic, you can ask me. Thank you.